All right, we've been chatting this morning with literally the most interesting man in the world, Joe Cecala. How are you, buddy? Thanks for coming back.
Oh, glad to be back here, Matt. You guys are amazing.
So this is how popular he is. I went on Google Image when we found out we were chatting with him, and I found this oil painting of him. And he didn't even know that this was out there. He wasn't sure who painted it. And tell me where this picture was from.
The picture that you're looking at was taken at the Lowe's Hotel, and I believe it was around 2007.
The one in South Beach you stay at.
The one in South Beach that I stay at, the Lowe's Hotel in South Beach. It was taken, I was with these kids one day, Fran and Trevor, I remember the names, and it wound up coming back as a picture. I put the picture in my office. In fact, my son-in-law raved over it. He said, Dad, he says, it's one of the best pictures that's ever been taken of you. And it was when I was about 20 pounds lighter, probably too. And I don't know how that wound up on as an image of me. I really don't.
But you got this other one that you carry around with
this
you.
one here is my business card. This one here, I got to tell you, this is renowned. It is a. I had a friend, Annabelle Troster, who did a famous painting for me, a huge, how can I say it, 6 foot by 3.5 foot painting, amazing. My favorite artist is Hopper, and it's called Early Sunday Morning. And she took the theme of Early Sunday Morning, didn't reproduce it exactly, she's honorable that way, and taking the street names and things that are all blurry in the painting and adding them to my life. The newspapers had the births of my grandchildren, etc. Now,
that's great.
Years come later, I got to finish this. I'm sorry, man. I got to finish it. Now she moves from New York to Beverly Hills, right? She has an opening in New York, a gala in New York, and I attend the gala. And I'm wearing my trademark, shirt with no collar, white. It was winter. I had this great tangerine, cashmere jacket on, a scarf, and my trademark glasses.
Right.
Okay, just like in the picture. All right.
Exactly.
Now, they're taking pictures of everybody at the gallery that day, et cetera, and I see 3 pieces I like. Carmine Street, Greenwich Village, Madison Avenue, and the other one was a Times Square shot. I bought them. They're on display now at my hotel in New York, the Holiday Inn on West 57th Street. Soon to be the Watson, by the way.
Okay.
And they're there on display in the lounge. And she took those paintings after I bought them, and the gallery closed, and personalized my life in the paintings of the Marine Corps, Holiday Inn, Theodore Roosevelt, in the arena, all this stuff. It's amazing. So these paintings show up in me, and I have no idea sometimes.
That is great. So you're a producer for off-Broadway shows. You've got shows on Netflix. Now tell me about the hotel business that you're in.
I was approached 20 years ago by a wonderful man, Richard Bourne and Ira Drucka, and they met me one day, and Steve Caspi it was a great story. I met on a Wednesday with Richard. Next day he called me up and he said, let's go on to phase 2. I go to a meeting on a Friday, and Steve Caspi is sitting there, and I walk in, this is 20 years ago in July, and he says, Richard, what are we putting together here today? A general manager or a movie star? I shook his hand and I said, what would you like today? And that was 20 years ago. The Holiday Inn, by the way, on West 57th Street is a big 600-room property. It's probably the 22nd largest hotel in New York, and probably one of the largest in the States. Come though, February 14th, Valentine's Day next year, and coming up, you'll see the announcement, we're going to become the Watson Hotel, which is a great name for us.
That's fantastic. So now, tell me about sort of the social life you did, because we hung out at Ray Allen's charity golf tournament.
Oh, yes.
That's where we met. Now, you've got NBA players, you've got celebrities, you got all these people coming up to you, just saying hello, they know you, you've been coming down to Miami and doing, you've been involved with the tournament there for the last 6 years, and you just involve all these people. So how do you kind of mingle the room and everything?
I'm not, everyone thinks I'm a very social person. That's number one. I'm really not. I don't go out to events. I go to this because it's an afternoon event. I don't go out in the evening. I might have a dinner party or two while I'm down here, but of the days I like to sit at a bar. These gentlemen were how I met them over the years coming down here. It was important to donate to something that had meaning. The Fund for Education Initiative is one. Ray Allen's Ray of Hope. That's another one that's absolutely off the charts, fantastic. And the fact that you've got a Heat guy that stayed on down here, those are the ones that really, as Roosevelt said, they're in the arena. They're there helping those who need it at a time when people need it, and I have no problem writing a check for something like that.
Well, that's great, Joe. And then you've got Cagney. going off Broadway.
Yes.
That's your baby. That's your big thing.
Oh, it is.
And then you've also got Greenwich Village, which is on Netflix now. Now, tell me a little bit more about Greenwich Village. It's more about the music and everything, right?
What had happened? One thing I wanted to have, Bobby Creighton and Cagney. We mentioned Cagney. Bobby Creighton is beyond comprehension. If you get to New York, you've got to see the show. He's one of the writers of the show, and he's also one of the producers of the show and the main star of the show with his cast. They're amazing. Okay. As far as Greenwich Village goes, what happened was Laura gets the credit for this. Laura Archibald, the director, she went ahead and went out there and got 20 to 30 of the famous stars of that era. Chris Christopherson, Joni Mitchell, Judy Collins, Buffy St. Marie, Jose Feliciano. The movie opens with John Sebastian of the movie. No, you got to say film. The film opens with John Sebastian of The Loving Spoonful.
Well, Joe, we're going to have all the links to this stuff on our website, studiodtelevision.com. Thank you for being here, sir.
You have
really appreciate
made my day. I'm
telling you. You made mine, trust me.
Thank you. You guys are racist. Thank you.